Prince Scarthaxis VII sat alone in the palace's eastern garden, his crimson scales dulled with shame. Tomorrow was his flame ascension ceremony, the day every young dragon demonstrated their fire-breathing before the court. The day that marked the transition from hatchling to warrior. The day Scarthaxis would humiliate his entire bloodline. He'd tried everything. The breath exercises prescribed by Master Fernox. The meditation techniques from the ancient scrolls. The special diet of sulfur-rich minerals. Nothing worked. When other dragonlings' age could conjure flames that scorch stone, Scarthaxis could barely manage a puff of smoke. "Your Highness? You're not supposed to be out here after dark." Scarthaxis turned to see the human janitor, the one his father had hired from the employment exchange. James. Jim. Something short and simple, the way humans preferred. The human pushed his cleaning cart along the garden path, his face showing that peculiar mammalian expression of concern. "Leave me," Scarthaxis said, smoke wisping pathetically from his nostrils. Instead, the human sat down on a nearby bench. "That bad, huh? You wouldn't understand. Your kind doesn't breathe fire." True enough. The human, Jamie, Scarthaxis remembered now, pulled out a small container and took a drink. "But I do know what it's like to struggle with something that's supposed to come natural." Despite himself, Scarthaxis turned his great head toward the human. "What could you possibly?" "Couldn't whistle until I was 15, Jamie said, grinning. "Everyone else could do it easy. My dad, my brothers, kids at school. Me? Nothing but air. Thought something was wrong with me. Whistling is hardly comparable to... Let me ask you something, Your Highness. When you try to breathe fire, what do? Scarthaxis felt his chest tighten with frustration. "I focus my inner flame. Channel it through my fire gland. Force it up through my throat. There's your problem. You're forcing it." Jamie stood and walked closer, showing no fear of Scarthaxis's considerably larger form. "Why try to force a whistle? Nothing happened. Tried so hard my face turned red. But you know what finally worked?" "Enlighten me," Scarthaxis said dryly. "Relaxing. Just letting the air flow natural-like. Finding the right shape for my lips and tongue. Sure, but not forcing it. Just letting it happen." Jamie tilted his head. "You know that feeling when you yawn? How your throat just opens up?" Scarthaxis blinked. He didn't know that feeling. "Try that. Don't push the fire. Don't force nothing. Just open up and let it flow." "That's absurd. Master Fernox says." "What do you got to lose?" Scarthaxis stared at the human. Tomorrow he would fail anyway. His father would be dishonored. He would be sent away for additional training, or worse, declared Flame Baron. What indeed did he have to lose? He closed his eyes. Instead of gathering his power, tensing every muscle, forcing the fire up, he relaxed. He thought of yawning, of his throat naturally opening. He felt the warmth in his chest, but this time he didn't grab at it. He just let be there, let rise like heat from sun-warmed stones. He exhaled. The garden lit up orange. A column of flame shot from Scarthaxis's mouth. Not the stuttering puff he'd managed before, but true dragon fire. It scorched the grass 15 feet away before he closed his jaws in shock. "There you go." Jamie laughed, clapping his hands. "See? Sometimes you gotta stop trying so hard." Scarthaxis stared at the blackened patch of grass, then at his own claws, then at the human janitor who was already walking back to his cart. "Wait," Scarthaxis called. Why would you?" Jamie turned back, smiling. "Kid, where I come from, we got a saying, it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how you breathe through it, or something like that. Point is, sometimes an outside perspective helps." The next day, Prince Scarthaxis VII performed his flame ascension flawlessly, producing a column of fire that drew gasps from the assembled court. His father beamed with pride. Master Fernox took credit for the breakthrough. But that evening, Scarthaxis found Jamie in the servants' quarters and offered something no dragon prince had given a human before, a formal bow of gratitude. "Don't mention it, Your Highness," Jamie said. "Just remember, when you're king someday and dealing with some impossible problem, sometimes the answer ain't in the throne room. Sometimes it's in the garden, with the folks who see things different." Scarthaxis never forgot.